Greetings, beloved human family. I am Gilles Mancillon. I send you greetings, blessings, and welcome. I wanted to thank you for spending these few minutes with me. I wanted to come today to remind you of the eternal law of one. Some people already know. It's not something new. Many have been talking about this, but it's something that will need to be revealed to the whole of humanity so that they may eventually grow into a higher dimensional reality of consciousness. That's the only thing that really matters, is the evolution of consciousness and the respect of life, so that you can bring life with you in your elevation. So this principle, this law of evolution, is something very deep and profound. It cannot be explained in a linear way using linear language, because it is very subtle and very powerful. It is an eternal principle that surrounds all life, but also works within the DNA. It works within every living being. It forces the evolution. It creates desires. It forces us to make choices. It offers challenges, and there is always an intelligent purpose, an intelligent a line of creation that our soul has designed, a scenario, a script that is perfectly aligned with what we came here to experience, to live, to share. And so stay attuned to the voice of your heart. The more you stay close to this, to yourself, to your inner self, the easier things will flow. So this law can have been explained in there's many ways to express it, but there is four great principles. If you can allow yourself to integrate it, to work with it, to apply it in your life, you will see that there are great changes, tremendous changes will happen within your consciousness. The first aspect of that law is the law of inclusion, is the principle of inclusion. In this reality, temporal reality, we have led to believe that we are separated, that we are isolated, that we are alone, and that we are excluded from life, because life is something that's happening outside of us. But all of that is quite an illusion, because in truth we are included within this one life of God, for there is nothing exists outside of that life, and if you exist, you will always exist within that life. It is up to you to create an energy that makes you more comfortable within that one life that is has infinite potential. There is no limit to what you can do with life. Things are being monitored, and as you master a certain level, you are being elevated, but there's never be an end to that process. For you are included, so you exist within life. You have no choice. It is not something that it is a gift, of course, to exist, because if you didn't exist, you wouldn't even be able to reflect upon those things. So this is the first principle, to know that you are inside this life. Life is inside of you, and you are within life. The second principle is that all is one, and one is all. For the creator source is one. It is whole. It always has been. But when it created the universe, it created all his extension, his soul extension, as part of himself, herself, itself, and so. As an extension, this God creator spirit source has put his own spirit within the universal Father, the first source and center, has put his own spirit within every human being, but they are part of spiritual, the spirit is within all things, but as human beings we have this added quality of being infused with a soul adjuster, the soul adjuster. So the essence is that to understand that in truth there is on everything that you see is part of you. You're an extension of you, as you are an extension of source. Everything that you see and know, all other people are just an extension of you, an extension of source, which is the same. It is another you. We are all the same. We are all personalized, encapsulated persona that have chosen to use this form to evolve and learn, to go through experiences, and which is quite rich on the earth. There is all sorts of experiences that is available, although not everything is available here, but there is so the understanding is that in truth there is when you elevate your consciousness, you realize that it is only you and God, because everybody else is an extension of God, of source, but you may not be fully fused with that divine consciousness, so the law works with you to educate towards that fusion. and then you grow and grow and grow, and then at the end you realize you don't really exist. It's only God that exists, and you are just an extension of that. But through that you understand that you are God, you are it, and then there is no difference between the source and you, although there is a parental relationship that is there. The third principle of that great law is that everything that we create, we have to experience. Everything we give, we have to receive. Everything we plant, we have to harvest. And so it is the law of karma, the law of cause and effect, the law of magnetic attraction. So it is important to stay focused on what brings us joy, what makes other people feel good, where we don't want to make other people feel good. We want to feel good and extend a good feeling to others, but we don't want to make ourselves feel bad just to make somebody feel good. That would make no sense to give up our power. So basically, is to understand that if we don't like something that's happening within our life, we just have to change our intention, change our behavior, change our thought, change our belief, and everything changes as a result of that understanding of the law of magnetic attraction. And as we are vibratory beings, for everything is held in vibration, from the cell to the organ to the physical body to the solar system and the galaxy. All of it is held in vibration. And the fourth eternal principle is a constant of the universe. That means everything is always changing. Nothing can remain the same except the source that never changes. For the Paradise Trinity has always been what it is before creation. It hasn't changed since the beginning of creation. And all the spirit, we all assume that God will never change even after the full development of the universe, of the other universes, transcendental potential. So basically it's the understanding that we do need comfort, we do need security, but this security has to be anchored, but there is certain aspect that we cannot prevent changes. Like the Earth plane is the nature of that plane is rapid changes, and so it is important to always be moving forward, because if we do not move forward, we'll be moving backwards. Standing still is often sometimes we need to slow down, but slowing down sometimes accelerate our progress. It is not a physical motion I'm talking about. This is a conscious motion. And so to understand that everything we do, we harvest, so it is good to keep our thought positive, to keep our words positive, to stay aligned with what is wanted, what brings us joy, what brings us pleasure. And I also wanted to add a fifth aspect to that law, is to understand that we live in a vertical, horizontal aspect. Life is like a flow that comes through us. It is what we call time. But and so this is called the cross of matter. But we have access to a vertical access to life, and through the alignment of our chakra. And when we open the door of the sky, the crown chakra, then our consciousness is able to. Of course, we have to come back to this body, but we are able to leave the body and reach the higher planes of the universe, higher dimensional realities. And so this vertical access is very important to understand that every being has access to the whole truth. There is nothing that's hidden from anyone at any time. It is just within our mind we have created those blockages. So those laws those principles will eventually be divulged to the multitude of beings on the earth, so that they will be able to update their belief, because those laws are more powerful than any of the science of a present day science. Of course there is great science is the pursuit of truth, so we have to go step by step and move, but we'll be moving from our primitive understanding to a higher understanding of who we are, what is the world about. And then we'll be able to evolve our science as well. But for now, some of those sciences will soon be transcended. Like gravity is wholly dependable, but if you apply anti-gravity, then gravity is disappeared. So, but you will always be there to experience that. You will always be one. Whatever you'll do, you'll still receive, and change will continue to happen. Those laws are just unbendable, unbreakable. They're just eternal constant. And so I just came very briefly to remind you of that. You may already know those things. For there's nothing new about those laws and principles. I just thought it was a good time today to move this message with because those kind of understanding will bring us empowerment, self-empowerment, and from there we will be able to have more freedom, more ability to create in this world a new situation that will be benefit to the whole community and the planet as well, and the whole universe. On those words, I wish you a wonderful day. I thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.